Wow, I already messed that up. Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is where you are. It's been a hot minute. The last stream I did was before Christmas season, and as you can probably all imagine, when you're entering Christmas season, you get busy with other things. So I've been away from my computer for a while, and then I got back after the Christmas season, and work and life picked up, so I just haven't had time to join, but here I am, and I'm glad to be back. So yeah, I just wanted to hop in and get a bit of work done on the game and see what's happening in old school MapleStory, or MapleStory Worlds Artale. I think today my goal is to get through On Board 2 and then the Beginner's Thief's third training session. So I gotta get through a ton of stumps and then a bunch of squishy liquids. So I think what I have to do, I'm sure there's something in this area, but I think it'll be better for me to just get through these stumps if I head towards Purian, because they usually have a bunch. So I think we're gonna go on an adventure. Oh, and I changed the like the bio, quote unquote, for this channel. It's a joke, but it also has an air of truth to it. And to paraphrase, it basically says therapy isn't working, so I've decided to stream video games and talk about my life, which is kind of like a cheeky joke in the sense that I can never shut the fuck up. But also because the big challenge in my life is that there's another player, Yuri. Almost like Yuri adopted. But that's somebody else's map, so... Open? What an odd name. So, yeah, it's a bit of a play on, like, the fact that, you know, I'm not saying therapy doesn't work, but I am saying there's a ton of things going on in my life that I don't really get a big outlet to talk about, and I kind of wanted just a space where people didn't really know me, but I just kind of got to shout into the void about things that are on my mind and ideas I have and hopes and anxieties and stuff like that. So, oh my god, I forgot these guys hit really hard. Go, 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 go! Jeez. So yeah, that's kind of what this channel's about. So I understand that for a lot of like streaming, the focus is on like the entertainment around the game, and I can't say I'm going to be too entertaining. I'm playing a classic server on a video game I played as a kid and yapping on the mic. So if you're looking for more exciting streaming, then I'd recommend some other channels for you to take a look at. But if you're looking for something to put in the background and want somebody to chat your ear off while you're doing whatever, then I'm your guy. Although, fair warning, I have a tendency to, like, go nonverbal for random periods of time. I think it's just because I suck at multitasking, so I'll just randomly lock in and start doing a ton of stuff, and then, first of all, forget to breathe, and then I'll have to remind myself to breathe, and then, oh, whoa, how did I fall through the bottom? And then I'll just stop talking. So, anyways, oh, I gotta level up! I remember in old school MapleStory, when you leveled up, anybody who was on the map with you would like scream congrats, which was always really nice. See the equipment. I'm just gonna spread these out between the two. I remember luck and dexterity being a thing. Oh, I should have put it all in luck because I'm stupid. Yeah, required dex and required luck, 25. One more level and I'll get there. So, let's put on a quest helper for both of these. Yeah, like back in MapleStory, like way back in the day, because the channels were like pretty busy, so there was a good chance, and also, like you kind of see here, if you didn't play old school MapleStory, the maps were huge and there was less of them, so there was more of us in one map, just kind of chatting and hanging out and hunting, because you didn't have to worry about like competing for space because there were just so many of you. And honestly, in the spaces where in the maps where you were competing for space, like there was a really good chance people would just ask if you wanted to start a party, because if I remember correctly, once again, this was like well over a decade ago, if you were in a party, you shared experience points when you killed the monster. So it was actually really like good move if you were in a busier map to just like set up a party with whoever else was there, and now you both benefited from it. Nobody was stealing each other's kills, and it was a lot of fun. So, oh come on. I keep forgetting the sticky tab shift thing. Oh, I'm gonna die soon, aren't I? Ooh, run away. Okay, I'll rest here for a minute. Yeah, I think like a big thing that as I mentioned before, like when you're like growing up, when you're going through the years, there's always things that are going to come to mind that you're like, I kind of want to talk about this, but you don't entirely have people to talk to about it. Now, I'm not saying like I don't have any friends or anything like that. I got a lot of friends, but I don't think my friends would want to hear about my nostalgic reflections on a video game I played many years ago, because they likely did not play that video game and may not have the same level of understanding. But if you're watching this, chances are you have that level of understanding because you likely played this video game ages ago as well. I'm also drinking a lot of water because I'm consistently dehydrated. So I apologize if you can hear me drinking the water. I know that's slightly disgusting. I'll see if I have any potions. That one's not going to be fun. The axe stump. It's nice to have a reason to wear my fancy headphones. I got these headphones from work. They're the Arctis Steel series, which are really nice, but they're wired because the headphones are old, because I got them from people who are much older. And I definitely like them because they fit my big ears, but the only downside is they are wired. So if you have any suggestions on over-the-ear headphones that are comfortable for people with slightly larger ears, I'm all ears, pun intended. Because it would be nice to have something that's Bluetooth in particular, and I wouldn't need to worry about this wire dangling in front of me. Oh, I froze. Please don't tell me the game's crashing. The game might be crashing.
A few moments later.
Okay. And we're back. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Unfortunately, the game crashes sometimes. Still figuring out why that is. If anybody has any ideas, let me know. Or maybe it's just like the nature of the game. When you're on a server that's built by users, which is great, by the way, and I'm very grateful for it. But where was I? I think I was talking about like why I started this channel. Yeah, I think it's like it's always it's always nice to be able to talk about the kind of things that are in your brain or the unique experiences you have with people who might share it. Paradoxically enough, I'm doing so in a space where I don't really have anyone specific, because I'm just kind of shouting into the void that is social media, or YouTube in particular. But I figured if the algorithm actually works, it'll reach somebody. So I know a couple people, there was a couple views on it and some comments on the previous video, which was great. So hoping to see kind of what happens there. Let's kill this guy. So the other thing about old school MapleStory that I'm re-experiencing now that I'm in Artale is the constant like killing of monsters and then resting. I think as OG MapleStory, or the regular game, kind of expanded, it became really easy to like like recovery was a lot easier. You made a lot more money. It was easier to get potions to recover for yourself. So the game kind of just became a scale, like it's easy to scale, and I think that's why they expanded. I mean, it's definitely why they expanded the levels and everything, because like getting to level 100 or 120 was like a cakewalk. And I understand you want to like develop the player experience, but it definitely felt weird to me to like be able to grow to level 30 in like an hour. I just felt like that was way too quick. But once again, my experiences, oh jeez, I fell. My experiences with games are obviously colored by the fact that I played a lot of these type of leveling games when I was a kid, right? Back in the 2000s and 2010s. So it was a lot easier to kind of sorry, not easier, it was a lot harder to level, and by extension you start to learn I'm not even gonna try with that guy. You start to learn kind of like the patience that comes with playing a video game for a long period of time. And I think I mentioned in the previous video, but I played MapleStory, OG MapleStory from, I believe, around 2006. Hi, Blake. Hello. Oh, he's gone. Wow, that guy was kind of racist. I played from 2006 to 2011, or 2005 to 2011, which covered a decent amount of time. Oh, I forgot to do my skills. I don't need the 3 snails. Let's see. Double stab. Nimble body. Nimble body. Okay. Is Destroyer again? Temporarily decrease the weapon defense and attacking abilities of the affected. Can't use a skill on a monster that's already in Disorder. Right, I have that on Z. Yeah, I played from around 2005, I think, to 2011, or it might have been 2006. So it was like OG, so I was a kid, and kind of grew up the game leading into high school, which was really interesting. So a couple of my friends in high school played it, but I predominantly made friends with people from all across the globe who played it. I think that was back when it was MapleStory Global. Oh no, oh no, oh shit. Ooh, we good. Sorry, have to lock in there. Yeah, because I had friends in like Europe and China, and obviously in North America, where I am, and yeah, like people from kind of all over, which was really cool. Also, what am I doing? I have Dark Sight. I can use that. Let me just kill a couple of these guys and then go rest at the top. Also, big news in the world, as of this video, the Switch 2 was announced, so I'm curious to hear people's thoughts on that. I've seen mixed things in terms of like people who design like physical or digital products wondering about the handles and whether or not those are going to work, because they don't look like they have a lot of promise. But we'll see. But I think it'll be interesting to see the next chapter of Nintendo stuff is with the Switch 2, so I'm kind of looking forward to it. I might buy it just because I need stuff to do, so it'd be nice to keep up with the new games, especially Pokemon Legends ZA or ZA, depending on where you are in the world. So I'll probably pick it up when it rolls out and see how it goes. I have the Switch 1, which was my kind of main gaming console, and yeah, but curious to hear your thoughts. Okay, what's the quest say? Alright, well, I'm set on that. Stumps, I need to take out 32 more, so I'll just get those taken care of and then try to find some squishies to get the rest of the things. Ooh. Oh yeah, I need to put the, what is the keyboard? Oh. There it is. Dark Side. Stu X. You know, I showed him in the last game, but my old character in MapleStory Global, or MapleStory North America, whatever it is, was named Shishomaru45. And if you're familiar with Shishomaru, he's a character in an anime called Inuyasha. And the funniest thing about that is, like, Shishomaru, or Sesh, was my recurring nickname and character name all throughout the time I played MapleStory. Like, if I made a new character, it was a variation on Shishomaru. Oh my god, hail just came out of nowhere. What the hell was that? You can tell this game still has some glitches to it, which is fine. There's some charm in that. X. Oh, I slow down when I do that. What the hell? I suppose because I'm learning it for the first time. Yeah, Shishomaru45 was like my recurring nickname in the game. I used it on all my characters. All my friends in the game referred to me as Sesh. Even like friendships that I maintained after I left the game or stopped playing and kept up on social media would refer to me as Sesh as a nickname. It was probably one of my more unique nicknames. And the funny thing about it is, like, I didn't even finish Inuyasha. Like, I wasn't a big fan of the show. I didn't care too much about it, to be honest. Like, it was just, I really liked Shishomaru, the character, and thought he was really cool, and that's why I named it. I suppose that's why any of us would name any character we're interested in, or name our avatars for various video games, is because we liked them. And we thought they were cool. So that's why. Obviously I go by LoudlySpective right now, but yeah, that's why Shishomaru was the character, or the character name. And this is like a call into the dark, or a shout into the dark, but I was a part of a guild called Guardian, so Guardian, in Barra back in the day. So if you happen to be watching this and are on a little nostalgia trip and also played in Barra and was in Guardian, leave a comment, because it'd be cool to hear from the people who were a part of it. A friend of mine, I'm blanking on his handle, or his name. Obviously I know his personal name, but I'm not gonna yell that. I don't remember his avatar name, or his character name. But he started the guild, and then when he decided he wasn't going to keep up with the game anymore, he actually transferred ownership to me. And then I kept up the guild for a while until I ended up, obviously, fading out of the game. So, yeah, if anybody remembers the guild Guardian in the OG MapleStory game, and I swear, I feel like I'm being haunted by these random characters that are just popping up across the screen. Yeah, if you remember Guardian, or part of Guardian, or you remember Shishomaru45 in Barra MapleStory, it'd be cool to reconnect. Okay, I found some more stomps, which is sweet. Also, it goes without saying, like, this is my first time kind of streaming, so my setup isn't great. I'm basically using like I said, the headphones, a mic, and OBS recording studio. I'm pretty sure everything was set up. I tested it out earlier and it was working, but if this isn't working, or the audio isn't great, just leave a comment to let me know, and I'll try to make some tweaks. I appreciate the feedback. Da 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 da. And I'm obviously uploading most of these into just raw files, just one stream and then straight to YouTube. But in the future, I'm gonna look into editing these down, so it's not gonna be 30 to 45 minutes of streaming, it's going to be a lot shorter and kind of compiles the highlights and also more of the audio clips as opposed to those random periods of silence where I'm too focused on the game. Oh no! The scary thing about all these random characters that are popping up is like they all have these very basic names. Oh, complete! And they also, yeah, they have pop-ups randomly on the screen. They have like these very basic names like Hale, or I think I saw Jace, and then they all look the same. It's the same haircut, same generic sort of thing. Should wear a skirt. Okay, so quest complete. I'll need to go find some squishy liquids. I need 14 more. If I head back towards Lith Harbor, Hennessy's, I'll be able to find them. So everything goes towards Sleepywood. But I don't think I'll cut through there. I think I'll go back up. Fun fact, like back during the OG games, like Sleepywood was the scary place that we tried to venture to. And in fact, there used to be a common experience for old gamers where we would try to venture into Sleepywood, which was a higher level dungeon at a lower level. But if you went too far in and you died, you transfer or reappear in Sleepywood, and you wouldn't be able to get back out because the monsters would keep killing you. So you'd always be stuck. So there was actually like a nice thing higher level gamers would do if they were in Sleepywood, is that they would actually escort noobs back up to Pyrian. So they would actually walk alongside them and kill the monsters and like clear out space and make sure that they had potions and stuff like that. So it was a nice little gesture. I always thought that was nice. I think I did that once or twice for some OG for some of the noobs back in the day. It was just like a fun little way to get back. So yeah, one thing I did want to talk about, because I bought this thing at a Chapters Indigo, whichever one it is. If you're familiar with the YouTube channel like School of Life, they obviously talk about those sort of like philosophical aspects of being a human being and stuff like that. And I saw these cards at the bookstore called Know Yourself, so cards for self-exploration, created by the School of Life. And it's really cool because essentially these cards are like a way to kind of reflect on different aspects of your life and like get a better sense of self and know what's going on and where you're at, where you stand with things, which I think is really cool. I'm really big on self-exploration and self-reflection and introspection, because I think it's a really important habit to build in your life, because you're the one living your life, and things are not always the same, right? Like over time you change because you enter different stages and periods of life, and there's transition periods, and there's periods of times where you kind of lose yourself and then you find yourself again and you're a little bit different than last time. And those are all really important and healthy aspects of being a human being. So I think like introspection is really important, which is why I actually bought these cards, because I kind of wanted to try it out. So I have one here that I think I'll read out and kind of see see how I feel about it. So get ready for a sob story. Just kidding. But yeah, I have to get the card out first, honestly. I dropped everything. Also, there was a random thud. Okay, here we go. Here's the card. Ow. Don't know what that thud was. I have really loud upstairs neighbors. They're kind of fucking annoying, to be honest, and they're always stomping around. It's like they have lead feet, and it's almost like they do it on purpose. Sometimes it feels like, but I know they don't. I think they're just walking around, but they are very loud. Anyways, okay, the card. So I'll read it out for you, and I'll see if I can post it, a photo of it on the screen. What things do you often end up buying that don't, on reflection, much of the time, actually satisfy you that much? Interesting. I think the first thing that comes to mind is actually like junk food, which sounds kind of odd because I buy it because it tastes good, but the benefit or the kind of satisfaction of the good tasting food from, or the good taste from the junk food goes away really quickly, because I eat the food and then it tastes good and then I'll eat more and like 10 minutes later I feel disgusting, and then I don't feel as healthy, I don't feel as like good about myself, and then the feeling of satisfaction goes away. So it's kind of a recurring thing where I'll buy the food and sure, like, it does satisfy me in the moment because it tastes good, but that feeling goes away really quickly. And then I'm kind of just like back to square one, kind of feeling crappy about myself. I think that's the main thing. I'm thinking about what else I spend a lot of money on. I don't drink, so I can't really say alcohol is a big thing. The most amount is like I do spend a lot of money on food. I would say, like, sounds like controversial, but like going out as well to get food isn't always great, because I find I enjoy a meal a lot more if I'm enjoying it with friends, and if I'm just getting food on my own, it just ends up being like an experience. So goes back to food, which is really interesting. On the flip side, the things I buy that I actually get a decent amount of enjoyment out of is mugs. I'm like a huge mug collector. I love collecting like really odd and funky mugs because they're hilarious and I love drinking out of them, and it adds a little bit of variety and spice to life, in the sense of like, rather than just having those generic glasses or mugs that all look the same, you have something unique for each one. So yeah, I have all kinds. I have mugs from various video games. I have a Nintendo mug, as we mentioned, the Nintendo Switch coming out, with like Nintendo characters. I should save this guy. Oh, no, he's gone. It's fine. I also have a mug with a friend's face printed on it, which is even more wild because I actually haven't spoken to that person in like, I think 7 years. We didn't have a falling out or anything like that, but we were co-workers and like friends, but we didn't really hang out, but like friendly co-workers. And it was a Secret Santa thing where I was asked by the lead who was organizing the Secret Santa. Him and I had beef. That guy and I did not like each other at all, so he did not care about anything I had to say. But he was like, okay, are you doing Secret Santa for the job? And I was like, yeah, I'll do Secret Santa. Why not? And he's like, okay, what are your gifts? And I misunderstood what the ask was. I thought he was asking me to list gifts I would give to a random person, but he was actually asking me to list gifts I would like to receive. I wasn't paying any attention once again, didn't really like the guy, so I wasn't even paying attention to him to begin with, if I'm being honest. So haphazardly, I just kind of said, I want a mug with my face on it as a joke, and surprisingly, he thought it was the funniest thing ever. So I think he knew I misunderstood, so he put down, oh, some people, welcome, and, oh, they're gone. So he put down a mug with the Secret Santa's face on it. So I ended up getting a mug with my coworker friend, which she thought was the funniest thing ever. And she said when she received it, she had not been that excited for a gift in ages because she thought it was absolutely hilarious and she loved putting it together. So I kept that mug and I ended up putting it in, like, I kept it for a couple of years and then put it in storage. And then over time I was like, you know what? Let me bust this back out. So I actually have the mug in my cupboard right now. And yeah, like, I don't know what happened to that individual. They didn't really have social media, so we didn't connect on there. And then over time, like, obviously both of us left the job and moved on with each other's lives, and we didn't interact too much after that. And then we just kind of lost contact. So it's been a couple years. Although, like, I swear I thought I saw them a year ago last summer. Or almost a year ago last summer, walking down the street with some people, but I was on the other side of the street, so I couldn't, and it was a big street, so I couldn't get their attention. And also, like, we're several hours away from the city that we met, because it was where we went to school together, and obviously I don't live in that area anymore. So yeah, it was an interesting kind of thing, but yeah, the mug's a nice little gift and it makes me laugh. But in terms of things I spend money on that I actually like, mugs is one of them. It's a thing I collect. But like I don't make a lot of recurring purchases that I end up don't enjoying because of the fact that life is like pretty consistent. So I got work, I got the gym. Obviously, like my hobbies are a little bit more manageable in terms of like playing video games, watching movies. I'm trying to be a big cinephile. I'm trying to learn how to play the ocarina, so it's sitting in front of me, and I have not played it once since I bought it. Reading a lot, and then spending time with friends and doing things, so it doesn't really matter what we're doing. We could be trying an escape room or going skating or trying a restaurant. Like anything spent with friends is always a good time. So yeah, I think that's kind of it for the card. What things do you often end up buying that don't, on reflection, much of the time actually satisfy you that much? It really is food, specifically buying food that isn't really as healthy for me, and I end up not enjoying. In terms of like enjoying food, I'm actually really leaning into learning how to cook. So trying out different recipes has actually been really good for me, and I'm a big meal prepper. It kind of goes with a fitness lifestyle. So oh yeah, I need to go back to Kerning or towards Hennessy's. So it's nice to be able to buy some extra ingredients that I'm able to kind of like play around with at the end of the week and like cook a meal and try it out. So I'm gonna kill a bunch of these guys. So yeah, ooh, missed. Yeah, I'd say there isn't much that comes to mind. I can be somewhat frugal, and but. And even like things that I spend, like say for example on video games that I don't end up playing, I never view it as like the fact that it doesn't satisfy me, because it's like an investment in my kind of entertainment. Like it's something nice for myself as someone who kind of became too obsessed with the self-improvement world and constantly needing to be productive. It's actually really nice to be able to take time and money to be like, no, I'm gonna do this for fun, because I don't have a lot of fun, or haven't had a lot of fun, because I got way too in the, if I'm not spending my time making progress on something, then it's time wasted. And I think that's really unhealthy and also paradoxically counterproductive, because I think like truly like being productive and making strides in areas and making progress comes from, to a degree, being specific about the things you want to make progress on. And when you build that specificity and you kind of shrink down, there's only so much you can do within a day. And at a certain point, it actually does start to be detrimental to try and do all of that in one go, or like all in a day, and continually keep doing that. So I think it's important, if you do want to be like, productive and make progress in different areas of your life, like be specific about what you want to accomplish, and then only do things that contribute to that. And when you're done that, like go have fun, go hang out and relax and spend time with friends and shoot the shit, because I promise you it's snowfall damage. That's weird. Like, you're not missing anything if you take an afternoon or an evening to just like play video games or watch someone play video games and watch TV, or go hang out with friends and watch a movie or something like that. So yeah, and I think that kind of builds into the lifestyle design piece too. Like you can have dedicated times for you to be productive during the day, like maybe before the day starts in the morning, if you want to wake up a bit early and like get a little bit of stuff done, and then spend the day obviously doing what you need to do. And then I missed, of course I missed. And then like spend the evenings just like hanging out and relaxing. That's what I like doing. I really like exercising, so most of my evenings are spent exercising. And then like a lot of weekends is either spent with friends or spent doing things like this. Oh, a headband. I will say I do miss the Victoria Road music. I miss a lot of the MapleStory music for years, even after I stopped playing, I'd let like BGM videos on YouTube play in the background. Oh my god. It was nice study music. It was obviously a little bit sad to like kind of think about how the time had gone by, but it was always a really nice way to calm myself down. Okay, I'm starting to cough, so water time. You know, it's funny, the more I do this, the more I feel like I should have started streaming or making content like years ago. I took an interest in it back in like 2019, I believe. I tried to get into it a bit, and I think I was just too self-conscious about the whole process and ended up like stopping. And then I tried to get into it again during the pandemic and got self-conscious again, and now here I am. And I think this is really nice because I can just kind of like talk while I do something, and you guys can kind of be along for the ride. Once again, I kind of view these videos as things you put in the background just to have some company to listen to your friend who's a dedicated yapper and cannot shut the hell up. Just kind of talking your ear off while you do whatever you have to do. So. But yeah, I may, as I stream, I may do like one card every episode or so, just to kind of like have something to talk about, and also kind of just talk about whatever else is on my mind, right? Or the drop rates back in OG MapleStory were always so low that getting anything unique was like a big deal. What is the quest over going? 2 more. I'll probably wrap up after this quest. I know that wasn't much, but I did a lot of talking, so okay, we're good. And instead of completing this quest, I actually think I'll keep it on me. There it is. Woo! And yeah, see what else is out there. I need help with my homework. Maybe I'll go to Alinea and get some stuff. Stuff horror story, so. Yeah, check that out too. And all of these are big deals. So before I sign off, I'll point out the very interesting thing that the mainstream game did to the game that I always had mixed feelings about. I think it actually is a really good move in other cases, but in other games, but it just didn't really, for me, it didn't translate well for this game. And it's like, I should go see Bruce and Hennessy's, and it just reminded me of like old school MapleStory. The whole thing about it was like, the charm of it was that you were just this obscure character, and let me kill this shroom. You were this just like obscure character who was finally able to go on an adventure, so you just hopped on a boat, a flying boat, and then traveled to a different land and went on adventures and did side quests for people. Like, the entire game was just a side quest game. That was it. And then as they expanded the main game, the mainline game, they started like really driving story in every single character you made, so the story was a big deal. And even as the explorer class, there was still a somewhat cohesive story that we were building out, which has a lot of charm to it, and I really like it. But I felt that for like MapleStory in particular, the real selling point of it was that you were just a guy or a girl. You were just a person who one day wakes up and was like, all right, let's go on an adventure. And I think that was always a really like nice thing, because there was never a reason for it, really. You just kind of woke up and you're like, let's go see the world. And I think that's a really fun and fascinating mindset. So I'll leave it at that. But I think I'll go see Bruce and Hennessy soon. Okay, that's it from me. Thank you, everyone. Once again, let me know how this went, and if you have any feedback on how to improve the stream. I really hope this mic is working, because if it isn't, I'm going to rage quit. So that's it for me, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.